I thought it would be fun to do a mid-month money check-in for the month to kind of help me stick more strictly to the goals that I have, as well as just have more accountability for our budget in general. So let's do a little check-in on my finances. Hi, welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Ashlyn. I'm 26 years old, and me and my husband are currently doing a debt-free master's degree for him, as well as saving for a mortgage-free home in the next 4 years. So if that's something you're interested in, I would love it if you would subscribe and stick around. I've seen a few other people do this video, and they kind of started out by asking the same questions in each video. So the first question, or questions I guess, are what are your favorites and least favorite purchases of the month so far? So for me, my favorite purchase was my birthday dinner. We did that about a week ago now, I would say. We went to one of our very favorite restaurants sort of close to us. It's called Cultivate, and we had an incredible dinner there. It was delicious and very fun to splurge a little bit, going somewhere a little bit fancier that has delicious food that I didn't have to cook. So that was definitely my favorite purchase of the month so far. And our worst purchase, this is not one we've actually made yet. Like, we haven't paid the money, but we know it's coming. My husband has to get an MRI next week on his foot. He went to the doctor for some pain he had, and they couldn't figure it out with an x-ray, so he is headed in for an MRI, and it's going to cost us a few $100s. So that is my least favorite purchase for sure. The next question is, how are your money goals going? So I mentioned in my April budget video that my goal for the month is to stick to my budget categories really strictly this month. I didn't want to go over in anything. And I would say we're doing a good job in that, but there have been a few hiccups, I guess. I mean, we've had a few medical bills that have come through that we weren't expecting, including this MRI. And so that has definitely, that doesn't fit in our budget anywhere at this point. So it's just going to come out of our savings. And then there's a few other things I think we'll look at. And yeah, we're doing pretty good. I'm happy with how we're doing with our budget so far this month. The last question is, how am I feeling about money in general? So this is kind of an interesting question. I haven't thought about it before, but as I was kind of going over this in my head, I was thinking about how this is the first time in years that we've qualified technically as low income. We probably qualified as low income as college students, but I don't know if we really did because there was only 2 of us and there was no dependents. We were in college. Technically, we were the dependents to our parents. I don't know. But this is the first time that we've qualified as low income that I can think of. And so we technically, in like the state's eyes or the government's eyes, are broke. Like, you're broke. You're a low income. But because of the work that we've done in the past, paying off all of our debt, creating an emergency fund, building up our savings in general, and strengthening our financial muscles, our ability to budget and stick to a budget, we are not feeling broke at all, which is really nice. I think that's kind of an important point, is that even if you are low income, you don't have to be broke. There are ways to increase your financial safety net and dig yourself out of debt and really create a solid foundation in your finances for yourself, despite what you're making at the current moment. So yeah, as far as how I'm feeling with money, I am feeling good. Also, one thing that happened this month with money that was a very new experience for me is, for my birthday, I was gifted by my family, it was a group gift, a big amount of money to kind of a higher end boutique store. And so I went into that store and was able to just try on whatever I wanted and find some things that I really liked and purchase them, which I don't know that I've ever done that sort of thing. Like, these are like pricier items, and because it's a gift card, I couldn't make myself go spend that money elsewhere or talk myself into just putting it into our savings. And it was actually really, really fun to go have like the shopping experience. It's not something that I have really had in the past. I mean, I've always been kind of poor. I've not ever had that amount of money to just spend frivolously, I guess. So it was really fun to be able to just go into the store and yeah, be like a customer. It's not something that I get to do very much, so that was really, really fun. And it's something that I look forward to having more room for in our budget in the future. Probably years and years away at this point, but that's kind of what I have to look forward to, including that kind of spending if we want to in our budget. Kind of along those same lines, I was wanting to go thrifting. I got some birthday money. I wanted to go to the thrift store and see what I could find for my closet too. I thought it would be fun to treat myself. So if you would be interested in a thrift with me kind of video, let me know in the comments, because it's kind of a video I want to make. So if you're interested, I'd love to know. So as far as checking in on our finances, I thought I would just pull up what our budget is looking like. I am using the EveryDollar app from Ramsey Solutions. It's our favorite budgeting app, and I will leave a link to it in the description. You can download it for free. I just use the free version because I'm cheap like that. Fun little surprise, our first paycheck of the month was $200 extra than we were planning on. So that $200 is headed, when before we thought it was going to go into our savings, it's now headed directly to that MRI that we have coming up. We haven't gotten the second paycheck yet, but I believe it's just going to be the normal amount, I think. We've done some tithing, savings, we haven't really touched anything. Gas, we've only spent $67. That, I believe, I mean, we're halfway through the month. That's kind of crazy that we've only spent that much, but we haven't been driving all that much. Groceries, it's been kind of a weird month. We've spent $87, and usually by this point we would have spent like $150. We went and stayed at my parents' house while they were gone, and they provided meals while we were there, so we didn't really have to spend as much as we normally would on groceries, just supplementing here and there. So that was nice. We have kind of a little bit more wiggle room there in the groceries. You'll see here fun money. It looks like we went over. So we technically did go over in this budget, but my husband has additional money that he has from like donating plasma and selling his stuff. So while we were at dinner, there were a few items that sounded good that we wanted to get, but it was above that like $75 that I had budgeted in that category. So he offered to just cover the extra. So I put the full amount in our budget just so that I could keep track of where it's at. But while we technically did go over, not really, because that money isn't going to come out of our account, if that makes sense. Also, thank you to Dano. And then lastly, life insurance, we've paid for that. So in total so far, halfway through April, we've spent $461. So that's where we're at right now with our budget. We definitely will be doing more spending over the next 2 weeks. We have to go grocery shopping pretty soon, all of that. So more money will be coming out, but we're looking good so far, and I'm proud of us for sticking as strictly to the budget as we have this month, not going over in any categories. If you like this kind of video, more chatty, less scripted, just the money check-in vibe, then let me know in the comments so that I know if I should continue to make this kind of video. If you are not subscribed, I would love it if you would. Please remember to like this video, and I will see you again next week for another video. Bye!